These are some word problems with proportions, and this example says on the blueprint of a house, 39 millimeters represents 6 meters. The actual length of the living room is 4 meters. I'm going to put that on the bottom to match up here because these are going to be equivalent fractions. We want to know what is the length of the blueprint in millimeters. So whenever possible, simplify, and I can divide both of these by 3, which gives me 13 over 2. Now I'm going to rewrite my proportion. And it looks like I'm multiplying by 2. 13 times 2 is 26, so our answer is 26 millimeters. This problem says a certain medicine is given in an amount proportional to a patient's body weight. Suppose a patient weighing 119 pounds requires 136 milligrams of medicine. What is the weight of the patient who requires 200 milligrams? And unfortunately, I don't know if there are any common factors of 119 and 136, so I'm going to use cross multiplication to solve this proportion. So I'm going to do 200 times 119 for one side, and 136 times our missing value. I'm going to just call that x for the other side. Now I'm going to have to multiply this out. 200 times 119. Actually, I'm going to flip this over. That would be much easier, because then I'm just going to have a bunch of zeros and I can just go ahead and put them in. 18, 2 plus 1, and then 2. So that's 23,800 equals 136 times x. I'm going to divide 136 on both sides by 136. That will give me x equals, and then I have no idea what this value is. If you have a calculator, obviously use it for this type of problem. 136 goes into 238 one time. Bring down the 0. Oh, I'm not sure. How many times does 100? Maybe 6? 21, 6, 7, 8. Nope, it's going to go in 7 times. Let's see what that is. Just add another one. 12, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to go in 7 times, and that was 952. Do some subtraction, regrouping. 11 minus 5, 9 minus 9 is 0, so 68, and bring down the last 0. Let's see, 136 maybe 5 times? 15, 18, 5, oh good, no remainder. Because if we had a remainder there, then we would have had to have decimals of milligrams. So we have 175, or pounds rather, 175 pounds that this person will weigh to get 200 milligrams of medicine. This problem says a machine produces 247 bolts in 26 minutes. At the same rate, how many minutes would it take to do 209 bolts? And again, I don't know any common factors here, so I'm going to use cross multiplication. And I'm going to have my question mark be an x. So x times 247 is 247x. And then the other side will be 26 times 209. If you have a calculator, definitely use that here. 18, 1, 4. It's just easy to make mistakes when you're trying to quickly multiply and add. So I have 5,434 on the right, 247x on the left. I'm going to divide by 247. That will give me just x on the left. And then we're going to have a big division problem here. 247 goes into 543 twice. 14, 9, 4. So it's going to be twice 494. And do some subtraction and regrouping, and then bring down. Oh, and it looks like it's going to be twice again, because that'll be 494 again with no remainder. So we're going to have, it takes 22 minutes to produce 209 bolts. Let's look at one more example. It says Ivana drove 440 miles using 16 gallons of gas? And at that rate, how many miles would she drive using 14 gallons of gas? And we don't know what this is. Now, I do know that 440 and 16 can be divided by 2. I suspect that they can be divided by 4 as well, but 2 I can easily do in my head. And then I can do it again. And again. This is all dividing by 1 whole, so we're finding equivalent fractions here. So this will be, what, 55 over 2? And I think we've gotten to our simplest form now. So 55 over 2 equals blank over 14. And it looks like that's multiplying by 7. So I just need to do 55 times 7, and I'll have our missing value. Now, you could have used cross multiplication here, but in this, whenever you can simplify, I think it's easier to simplify. It just saves you some multiplication and division work, and it's usually a lot faster. So our answer is 385 miles.